Welcome to this edition of Labor Vision. I'm Bob Delaney, Executive Director of the Institute for Labor Studies and Research. Labor Vision, a production of the Institute, focuses on topics of importance to working Rhode Islanders. We hope you enjoy this edition.
Good evening and welcome to this edition of Labor Vision. My name is Jim Riley. I'll be your host tonight. Haven't been here in a while. It's nice to be back. Tonight we've got a great show for you. We have two fabulous guests who work for a great organization, United Way, Rhode Island. To my immediate left we have Brooke Havens and Jennifer Remmes. Now recently you have a new campaign going called 401 Gives. It's an exciting campaign. You had an open house. I'm sure it went very, very well. So, Brooke, why don't you start off and tell us about 401 Gives, what you're doing over there, and how things are going at the United Way.
Great. Thank you so much for having us here. We're really excited to share a little bit more about our new campaign. First of all, I'll just share that I'm the Chief Development Officer over at the United Way. Recently joined about 4 months ago from the corporate side of the world, but I'm so excited to be a part of this organization. There's a lot of really exciting things happening with the United Way, and this is just one of several things. But so 401 Gives is a new initiative that we're creating this year. We're basing it off of an initiative that was tried about 2 years ago in 2018 called Rhode Island Gives Day, run out of Planned Parenthood, which had a similar sort of underlying theme of collecting all the nonprofits together to come and raise money on one day. We're picking up the mantle from there, adding some technology supports to it and some other items to it, and trying to really sort of lift it up in a really significant way. So the idea is it's a modern day telethon, really, 24-hour campaign on 401. So we're playing off of our wonderful zip code 401. So on April 1st, it is a collective day of giving for the entire state of Rhode Island. So we want to get 300 to 500 nonprofits to join us to talk about their impact and their services, and to really just sort of collectively come together to raise money from across the entire state of Rhode Island, and hopefully bring a little bit of the concept of philanthropy, sort of dig in on that with the people of Rhode Island, so we can deepen the culture here. Rhode Island is unfortunately at one of the bottom of the list of philanthropic states across the country. So we want to change that. We want to lift up Rhode Island and help people to realize how valuable and important the nonprofit sector is. So we're going to come together on one day and raise, hopefully, our goal is to raise $1 million for these nonprofits that participate.
Okay, Jen, tell me about the logistics. How are you going to reach out? How are people going to know about the campaign?
Sure. Well, we've been doing a far outreach. We had the open house last week. We had well over 100 nonprofits come and get information about what it is. They want to know, how they can get involved. We've had almost all of them have said, yes, we're in. So the logistics of it, as Brooke said, it's on April 1st, 2020 from 6 a.m. That day till 6 a.m. the next morning, so 24 hours. The nonprofits can start registering on the site, which is 401gives.org, on December 1st, December 2nd, which is a Monday. They get their own site that rolls up to the overall giving site, and they can put photos and their logos and videos and their text on there. They can do peer-to-peer fundraising. In addition to that, there's a wealth of training that's going to be available, especially for the small to medium sized nonprofits that may not have the capacity or the staff to do the fundraising, so they're going to be able to get some training and build some capacity and some professional development within their nonprofit.
Exciting.
Yes,
it's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
And you're looking to help maximize each nonprofit's fundraising potential.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are good at that.
Yeah, we are. So we're one of the larger organizations in the state. We work with nonprofits pretty extensively already in terms of some of their capacity building, as Jen spoke to. We run the volunteer center out of the United Way, so we're often supporting nonprofits with that. So this is another extension of that work that we do to support the nonprofit community, and we're really excited about it. We've already got some great sponsors on board. FM Global and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Rhode Island have already agreed to sponsor the program. We are looking for a few other sponsors if anybody wants to join on board, but really bringing the community together. The idea of this campaign really is about bringing the entire nonprofit community and the business community, the government community, public, private, everybody together on one day to really be speaking the same message and language about supporting our community. And philanthropy isn't something that is for everyone else to do. It really is something that we hope that everyone considers the opportunity they can participate in as an individual philanthropist.
So by working through your campaign, it allows smaller nonprofits to attract more and new donors.
Yeah, and new donors, yes. And there's a lot of wonderful opportunities that are arising. I just recently met with a professor at a local university who has a nonprofit class for marketing and fundraising, and he wants to opt to offer to some of these smaller nonprofits to work with them to help build their fundraising. So there's actually opportunities that are arising throughout the state that we didn't even think of. So we'd love to hear some ideas from others.
So you're also providing participants with a platform that enables them to highlight their organization's success and hard work to a greater degree.
Yeah, so the platform is really the key element of this whole thing. So everybody on that one day, the call to action for the entire state of Rhode Island is to go to 401gives.org. That central platform driving everyone there is the key, so that all the nonprofits will have their own micro pages off of that platform. But that's that single point of entry for anyone in the state of Rhode Island, instead of asking people to go to individual nonprofits. But through that one platform that has, as Jen said, all these tools and tips and techniques that nonprofits can benefit from to maximize their fundraising capacity is really critical. But then it also allows us to aggregate those dollars in real time. So we hope to be, maybe come back onto Labor Vision that afternoon and say, all right, we're 75% of our way to the goal, or all the other news stations and radio that day. So media can sort of keep track of us in real time as well. So lots of great opportunity there.
So the nonprofit participants, there's really minimal, if any, cost at all to be involved in this particular activity.
Yeah. So actually there's no fee to be involved, no fee to register. The only fee actually, which is not really an upfront fee, is a platform fee and credit card fee, which averages a total of 5 to 6% of the donor's gift. But historically, with this giving platform that we are using, about 70% of the donors will opt to pay those fees. So there's really, it's wonderful for the nonprofits. So they will get a good amount of money, we hope, to help their...
You want to add to that?
Well, what I wanted to just add really quickly that we haven't mentioned is, we're not creating this out of thin air.
Yes.
We're modeling this after other state and regional giving days that we've been noticing all over the country. So we know the best practices and the data that we're able to glean from the platforms that have blossomed around the country in support of these sort of days of giving is this great sort of best practice data that we know most donors, 70% of donors will pay those fees. So the obligations on the part of the nonprofit are very nominal. But we also know that there's some other elements that we have worked really hard to make sure we're including, because we know from the data and from these other state and regional giving days that there's really critical elements that make it successful. And one of those is our prize pool. So there will be, we're working now to...
Prizes.
Yes.
Prizes.
So,
one thing we love in Rhode Island is prizes.
Yes. So nonprofits.
We're number one in the country in prizes.
In prizes, for sure, yes. So nonprofits will have an opportunity to really supplement their fundraising on that day through this prize pool. So we're going to have a wide variety of power hours and coffee hours, and most unique donors during this hour will have prizes that will be eligible for various size nonprofits. So the really small ones will have just as much of an opportunity as some of the really large ones. If we have an hour like most unique donors during this hour, we'll have a micro micro size winner and a small, medium, large size winner. So those prizes are really a critical incentive for the nonprofits to really make sure they're plugging into this opportunity and maximizing it. You know, I think nonprofits will really get out of this what they put into it, and so these prizes will really help to incentivize, hopefully, nonprofits to make the most out of the opportunity. So we're really excited about that prize pool. And if I may, one other little thing, this morning we just had confirmation, we're really excited, one of our largest contributions into the prize pool to date of about $50,000 from the Rhode Island Foundation.
Oh, terrific.
Is going to match the first $50,000 that we raise on that day for the nonprofits. So it's just, you know, as we go out into the community and talk about this campaign, the reception from the business and the nonprofit and the government and the private sector has been amazing. People are really excited for the opportunity on this one day to come together with all nonprofits and not be competitive and not be, you know, fighting each other for message or mission focus or anything like that. It's just together. Value nonprofits. Consider philanthropy.
Who says Rhode Island doesn't like to give?
Right?
Our
Yes.
folks
I
love
know.
to give.
We're going to change that data.
We're very
Yes.
generous people. I don't know
Yes.
who put that thing up.
Yes.
It's not true.
We're going to change it.
Don't believe it.
Yep.
So we all know about how data privacy is an important topic right now, and no sharing of information takes place between the United Way and any organizations, right? I mean, how are you working out that thing? By the way, our Congressman James Langevin is one of the heroes for the cybersecurity in
Yes.
Washington D.C. It's loudest and
Biggest champion.
biggest
yeah,
champion
for sure.
voice. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So tell us about it.
Yeah. Do you want-
Sure. So the platform, as Brooke said, each nonprofit gets their own microsite and they get their own dashboard of information about their donors. And that was actually one of the many questions we got at first from the nonprofits was, is United Way going to be using donor information in any other way? And we said, absolutely not. This is about the nonprofits. This is about the philanthropic culture in Rhode Island, and that information is all yours. It will not be in United Way's system at all. It's all secure within the platform that we use. So we do not have any information. They can use their own donor information if they want to do engagement. So yeah, it's.
Well, we're excited about this. You've got some new leadership. I mean, these are
Yes.
great new ideas.
Yes.
I'm assuming some of that is coming from your new leadership. Tell us
Yeah.
about your new leadership
Yes.
and
For sure, yeah.
moving forward.
Thank you for asking. So Courtney Nicolato is our new CEO at the United Way. Tony Maoni was our beloved former CEO.
Yeah, we know Tony well.
Oh,
Yep, Tony was forever. His legacy will live on for a very long time. But you know, Courtney is the new leadership. She's been in for just over a year now. She came in about September of last year. She's a native Rhode Islander, born and raised here. URI mascot at URI for her senior year, the whole bit. But ultimately was recruited down to Dallas to work for the American Heart Association, and then had a 13-year career down in Dallas. And in that community where she ultimately was running one of the largest senior service organizations in the greater Dallas area, she participated in the North Texas Giving Day, and that so when she came up, she really was one of the inspirations for this. And in North Texas, as I said, we're modeling this after days like North Texas, where their first year, 10 years ago, they raised over $4 million in one day. Just in September, they had their 10th anniversary of the program and raised $52 million for nonprofits throughout North Texas, which is amazing. So we've set an ambitious goal of $1 million for our first year, but we're really confident that the reception that we've received from the Rhode Island community so far has been amazing. People get it. It's a fairly easy concept that we want to sort of come together with this collective voice and speak up for all nonprofits, and hopefully help to deepen that culture of philanthropy. And we're excited about it. We're very optimistic.
Well, we're very excited about it too.
Thank you.
And I think we're going to have a program now. We're going to have to bring it back because our listeners, our viewers are going to be interested in how successful this was. And hopefully, I know we've got a lot of viewers out there, they'll also get involved in the activity as well and respond to your ask.
Yes.
And I'm sure that the labor organizations, you're going to be speaking to the labor organizations
Absolutely.
as
Yes.
well. Well, you talk about giving, nobody gives like labor.
Yes,
very
absolutely.
True.
Very generous.
Well,
community.
this was just wonderful. Thank you so much for coming today. It's a very, very exciting program, and we're looking forward to big success.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for watching this edition of Labor Vision. I'm Jim Riley. Have a good night. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to Labor Vision. My name is Thom Cahir. Tonight we've got with us Raul Figueroa, who is the co-op coordinator over at Fuerza Laboral, and Mikaela, last name again?
Enos.
Enos from Bread and Roses print shop over in Warwick, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tonight we're going to discuss the actual state of the co-op program that Fuerza has actually instituted, and it was actually a couple of years ago, the 2 sessions now that General Assembly sessions that we got that passed.
Since 2017. So it's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years since that was passed. You guys, co-ops are now legal. A legal business model in the state of Rhode Island, and that was basically all you guys.
Yeah, and I think we are representing the only 2 cooperatives under that law so far, but we're hoping that more will come up.
And the first, actually, you've got one cooperative. Actually, you've got one cooperative that was up and running. That was Healthy Planet,
Healthy Planet Cleaning Cooperative.
And now Mikaela's is
Bread and Roses Design and Print Cooperative.
In Warwick, so that's 2. And can you tell us how that actually, how did Healthy Planet actually come about, the first one?
Yeah, so that was going back 5 years of that idea. You know, started with a feasibility study of the co-op of the cleaning industry, and then eventually we were able to start with the first co-op academy, and that's when a whole group of people came together, right? And after they went through the co-op academy, that the idea was that you were going to learn all the basics, you were going to learn all the the principles of cooperatives, and then eventually the group that finished the academy is the one who worked together and implement the cleaning cooperative. But it took, from the moment the whole idea started, it took 4 years, and after we passed the legislation, it took another almost another year to actually incorporate that cooperative. So it's been a slow and a little painful process.
But lovable.
Actually, I just learned something new right there. I didn't realize that you guys had that academy going prior to getting the legislation introduced and passed. I didn't realize those guys were actually going to school to learn this stuff beforehand.
Yeah, so that's when we find out that without legislation, all the work that we were doing was actually meaningless, because workers' cooperatives were not recognized as a legal entity. So
so you guys were doing the work beforehand and realized, now we have to get a law passed.
Yes.
I didn't realize that either. Wow.
That was the process. Yeah.
All right. So then you got one up and running, but you didn't rest on your laurels. You were like, okay, now we got the law passed. We got Healthy Planets up and running, and you decided, okay, let's get another class up and running, and you just graduated a second class, right?
The third class.
A third class.
The third class.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And but before that, we obviously didn't want to just stop with one. We wanted to make sure that we were able to create more and more and more, and that's how this partnership came about, because we actually knew each other, and and they were interested in forming a cooperative, so we were coordinating and working together.
And all right, so how many? All right, so at Bread and Roses, how many people are in your cooperative now?
So we currently have 4, and then we do have Raul as our president.
Okay, so and you guys, what kind of work are you presently doing and looking to do going forward?
So it really far spans out. So one of the major things that we do is design. So websites, flyers, different kinds of billboards, business cards, and pretty much any kind of design need that someone might do.
Okay, and you're looking to pick up more business from anybody looking for any kind of design?
Or printing needs. I definitely think it would be really great if we were to expand past political work and maybe move more so into personal work as well. So business startups, we discussed this actually a little while ago, maybe like helping people out with their weddings and their wedding photos and their photography, doing their prints, so not only do things visually, but things that people can touch as well. Help them out with different framings, create something for them.
Oh, so not just simple print things like business cards or things like that.
Yeah, we want to be like a full service.
Okay.
Any kind of photography, videography, if you need something done politically, or if you were just a startup, personal business, you have an event, we really want to be able to do all aspects.
So not just print. You guys would do commercials. You guys would do.
Yes.
You would design all sorts of things for them.
Most definitely. We want to be essentially whatever you need, we'll do for you.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
No limits.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good to hear.
Definitely.
Ah, okay. And then all your work will have a union bug on it, of course.
Yes, we are part of the Teamsters.
Oh.
I believe.
Local.
Local 3 up in Massachusetts. We're
All right.
3N. Yes.
Okay, that's great. That's great to hear. No, that's and we press our the local politicians down here to make sure that they have that bug on their
yes.
on all their info that they pass out. So that's something. So make sure that if they know that.
Oh, most
when
definitely.
You contact
yes.
them. Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. And so, Raul, this last class that you just graduated, what are they looking to do? Any ideas from this class?
So 3 potential cooperatives came out of this one, right? One is a construction, but more like residential construction.
Okay.
Nothing big. A moving co-op, and we were able to create a bigger group that is going to implement the catering co-op, the one that we've been advocating for the past year actually. So 3 potential ones, and now the idea is that after the end of this year, we already started working to creating a plan that we're going to execute in the first 6 months of next year. So we can end up with 1, 2, or 3, or more, if that's the case.
Well, moving is good because I know I moved 3 years ago, and I called the Teamsters and said, "Do we have any union movers?" And they were like, "No, we tell people to use this one guy because he's sort of used to be a Teamster kind of thing." So that's good. And catering it could be good because would you be cooking?
Not me personally, but I will be definitely heavily involved in there. But definitely for the first couple of years, and then eventually, the people who are part of it will be doing the cooking. But
that'd be great.
It will be.
I've tasted your cooking. You should be cooking.
Thank you. Yeah.
My next question was any specific business plans being discussed? Anything off the wall that anybody talking about?
So, when regards to Healthy Planet, we are expanding our services a little more to different areas. And just like Mikaela was mentioning, right? It's just you have an idea when you go into that business of what you want to do, but then as you acquire more clients, then you realize that there's a lot of other services that you can be providing, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's ever evolving, for sure.
Right. So no idea would be too out there. Well, I shouldn't put it that way, but
it's. I think it's safe to dabble in each idea.
Right.
Try it out. If it works, wonderful.
Right.
If it doesn't, we tried.
Right. Incorporate the ideas that are doable and things that are just too far out there.
We're definitely trying to work as a service.
Right. And like you said, there's only 4 of you, so you can't get too far afield, right?
At the moment, there's always the want to expand, eventually have more employees, more people added into the co-op /union, really kind of make it so that way all of our workers are just kind of becoming better and better. And the bigger we get, the more that we'll be able to provide.
Right. And what's the opportunity like for more people to come in and join the co-op? Is that an interest?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the idea, right? So that right now, and so just in the past couple of months, we have get a lot many new commercial clients, and so eventually the co-op founders will be able to get. We'll be able to work for the cooperative full time, and then as we continue to get more clients, then we will be able to expand more and then bring more people in, and so they can eventually become full members like the ones that I'm working on right now. So, yeah, we need more business in order to get that, and it's been slowly but definitely steady. And then for the past 2 months, I've seen a little peak that it makes me very, very hopeful that we'll be able to achieve that within this next year.
And you said the last time we spoke, you mentioned that Healthy Planet has been picking up the number of customers that they have, right?
Yeah,
and they're offering more services too.
They're offering
right?
more services, exactly.
Okay.
So that's
that's what you want.
Positive.
That's positive signs.
And
so.
at the same time, put in our expertise in that area and apply it to Bread and Roses, because we want to, we want all cooperatives to grow till we can actually expand and help other cooperatives form. And we're the first two, and we are going through a lot of hurdles.
Word of mouth wise, Healthy Planet, they clean my office. I know what a great job they do there.
Yeah.
So I've definitely told people about the service they provide. So I will definitely I'll sing their praises right now, here and now on the show. What a great job they do. So.
We get a lot of customers because of word of mouth and because of the great job that they do.
Yeah.
And I think that is, obviously it doesn't matter how much you love the mission or the vision and the integrity of it, but if they don't do a good job, nobody will recommend you. Right. So they are the whole package, and I had the opportunity to work with them in certain jobs, and I can say that
And I think the fact that the people who are actually doing the cleaning are the owners, it instills a sense of trust that you don't mind them being in your house cleaning or in your place of business. It's like they own the place. It's like
I think it also shows a sense of almost equality within us, because if we're an owner as well as an employee, we're not doing anything that we wouldn't ask someone else to do as well, which I think is important with our cooperative.
Yep.
That is correct.
Yep.
And then you as a customer, then you're sure that you're dealing directly with the owner who has the power to make decisions.
Yeah, it's not like he has to go, I have to call corporate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a very personal experience, very personalized.
No doubt about it. All right, you know what? I think that's about it for this episode of Labor Vision. I thank you guys for coming on board. I'm sure in the near future you're going to have to come back and report back how you guys are doing, because you guys are pretty much new, and we're getting into political season, so hopefully you guys will be picking up some more business. But thank you very much for this episode of Labor Vision, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Labor Vision. We appreciate your input and encourage your comments. Labor Vision can be seen on this channel 3 times each week: Tuesday at 7 p.m., Thursday at 8 p.m., and Saturday at 5 p.m.